So in this video, I want to show you the basics of Clay, basically getting you started with Clay. So I'm going to teach you how you can find contacts at companies that kind of fit your profile in terms of your ICP, and also how to find their email addresses and LinkedIn profiles. Then also I'm going to show you how you can do basic AI personalization that can be implemented in emails, and then also how to pre-qualify using AI. So let's say you have a list and you want to go through the website of each lead with AI to check if it's actually fitting the profile that you're looking for. And that can also be done with AI within Clay. So that's going to be shown as well. Now, first of all, when you get to this dashboard here, you want to go to find people if you want to create a list of people using Clay. And here you can put in everything you need to add in order to make it fit your profile. So, let's say we're looking for accounting and we're looking for a company size within 200 employees. And let's say the job title is CEO. And then you can add whatever else here. There's a lot of other ones, experience, location, etc., etc. You can kind of adjust this based on who you're looking for. And then let's say we want to get 3,000 records here. So we can put in 3,000 and then click continue. And then you're going to get to a screen here and you can do a basic profile. This is for free. And then you can also do other ones here where it enriches the profile with additional information. So in this case, we would simply just click continue for free. Now, this is going to give you a lot of information. This is going to give you all the contacts and their LinkedIn profiles and their websites, etc. So there's a lot of data here. Now, what you want to go ahead and do, if you want to find their work email, so you can reach out to them, is you want to click on Add Column, Add Enrichment, and you want to search for work email. And you want to go with this one here. So person work email. So what this is essentially is a waterfall flow. So what Clay does is it connects to a bunch of different databases, and it's going to go through each of the databases until it finds an email address that fits this particular person. So it's going to take all the information that we have mapped out in the columns, like full name, company, domain, company name, LinkedIn profile, and then it's going to go ahead and find the email address for each person. It's going to create a new column here, and it's going to find the email address for you. And it uses, as I mentioned, a bunch of different databases here. You can either connect your own API key, which is typically going to be cheaper. So, for example, you can see I have Lead Magic and Prospio added here. But if you don't have that or you don't want to do that, then you can also use Clay credits, which is just simply something you have on Clay when you use their paid plans. So this is essentially what it looks like. You're going to click save, and then you can run all the rows here to find the people. So I'm not going to do this now just because I don't want to use the Clay credits, but it's just going to do this completely automatically for you. It's going to spit out new columns with the email addresses. And then what I recommend you do is you take those email addresses and you go ahead and verify them with an email verification tool. We use Million Verifier, so you can use that. You can search for Million Verifier, and you simply just go to Actions, export this list, and then put it into Million Verifier, and then you're good to go. So that's the very basics of how you can find contacts within Clay. The next section is going to be how we can actually do AI personalization with Clay. So let's take an example here. Let's take the first lead here. So this is a particular company that's on this list. And let's say we want to do a first line. So we can go to AI here, and they're going to have one called Use AI. And there's a few different options you can actually do here. So you can use natural language here, and Clay is going to generate a prompt for you. But also, what you can do is you can go to templates and browse templates. And there are actually going to be different templates here that have been created by people. So, for the sake of simplicity, let's use one that's already been created here. So, we go to first line, use company mission. Da, da, da. Actually, let's create one here from natural language. I think it's going to be a bit easier. So let's go ahead and say based on this website, and then we can put in the domain here. Create a first line for a cold email that mentions something about their company. It should be under 15 words. only output this one line and nothing else. So we are going to try to generate a prompt based on this. So now it's going to create the prompt here and kind of adjust it to what works best with Clay here. So now it has the prompts. So actually, we're going to use the Claygens in this case, which is their web scraper because we're looking at the websites. And then you can pick a model here. Let's do for O Mini. You can connect your ChatGPT API key, and then you can press save. And let's do save and don't run. And it's going to create a new column here. And let's try to run the first one here. Now, obviously, I should mention that I haven't done any checks on this prompt or exactly how good it is. So obviously, you would want to kind of play around with the prompt to get an ideal prompt that actually outputs very good sentences. It's not always the case that it's going to create good sentences the first time you try this. But let's see. So it's going to just take a minute here. All right. So it is saying impressed by CPA trend lines, actionable intelligence for the finance community. And again, you would want to change this prompt because it does sound a bit AI generated. So you want to restrict it. You want to do some test outputs and then adjust the prompt accordingly. But this is going to essentially going to create this column for you for every single lead. And that means when you import this list into a sending tool, you can use this as a variable that you can then input in the first line. So it's going to be um, so it's going to be personalized essentially. Now the next thing you can also do here is to go ahead and click on AI here. And now we're going to do AI pre-qualification. So we're actually going to have AI look through the website just to see if it's actually qualified. So let's go here and say, look up company domain and determine if this company is in finance, for example. Output only yes if they are. Output only no if they are not. Let's generate. And let's use for O mini. And let us run one row here. And the output here is yes. So it seems to work in this case. And again, you want to play around with the prompts just to do some tests here. This is just kind of to show you the basics of how it works. So that covers pretty much what I wanted to show in this video, some basic features with Clay, how to actually find email addresses of people, what tool to use to validate these emails. So Million Verify would be that. And then also how you can do some basic AI personalization, AI pre-qualification, and of course, playing around with the prompts is something that you'd have to do in this case to perfect it. But once you have a good prompt for your ICP, both to pre-qualify them and also to do personalized lines, then you can just use that on repeat, and that's going to massively improve the quality of your outreach. So thanks for watching this video. And if you are looking for a company to essentially install an outbound system for you and come up with all this stuff for you and set everything up and get emails going, you can book a meeting with me below. Or you can go to www.scalesprint.io, where we have a long video going through essentially everything we do for our clients. So thanks for watching and have a good day.